Harley, congratulations.
No, thank you.
What do you know about Western Derbies?
I don't know too much. I just know that we lost the last 5. So, yeah.
Was it a game you used to watch over East at all?
Yeah, a bit actually. I think that was always something that is always a Saturday night game. It was actually pretty good. Like, yeah, back in Vic, it's like 8-10, so it's kind of a good time to sit back and watch. But it's always a good physical game, and I think those are the games I love to be part of. So I think it'll be pretty exciting to be part of this weekend.
So you're prepared for, what is it now, 5?
Yeah.
And this is the 6th. Is there any different to the way that they're preparing for this one because it is a derby?
No, not at all. Not so far. It's only one day into the turnaround week, so yeah.
Harley, I think last week you mentioned that you a fan of Nat Fyfe growing up. Is that a matchup that you anticipate or look forward to in any way?
Oh no, not to an extent. Like obviously it's pretty cool to run out alongside him, and obviously I did that in that first Pracky match I got to play. But again, they're obviously in good form and probably got a bit stiff the last couple of weeks. But I think after the momentum build we had on the weekend, I reckon it's going to be a good game.
What does a win do for the confidence of the team?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously we're building towards that since we started this year, and I think we found that momentum against Sydney, and then we were able to capitalise against Richmond on the weekend. And I think we actually played a good brand of footy for 4 quarters, and we could stay in it for a long period of time. So I felt that momentum, and obviously the support we have in home game too. So I think we'll be able to follow on with the way we played on the weekend.
You look like you've been able to sustain your intensity for longer and longer into games as the season's gone on. Do you feel like you've been growing into the season?
Yeah, for sure. I think on the weekend was a great example. I think that first half of that first quarter was a bit how you going with the way we started, and I think we knew as a whole that that's not the way we played, and I think the way we turned around in that first quarter kind of showed that we're actually here to play, and there's so much exciting things that we got in the group. So, and then after that, I think that showed that we're here to play, and the way we went on and sustained that high intensity footy was pretty cool to be part of, and I could get used to winning. It was a pretty cool surreal moment out there.
Yourself personally, in some of the early games, it looked like you were up and about early, and then almost like you'd run out of a bit of a puff, and the end of the game would become a bit of a trudge for you.
Yeah, she called me unfit.
As your fitness.
Nah, 100%. I think that's a huge one for me too. I think on the weekend I just felt that I just had a lot more in the tank to give, and leading into that first 3 weeks, I think I was still trying to find my feet. Obviously, like it's so much different to what I'm used to with the game fitness, and obviously the game times I was playing has differed across the first 5 weeks. And I think that Sydney game I was able to start to express myself and play with a bit of confidence, and leading into the Richmond game, I think I felt that I could express myself a lot more, and obviously get out there and play with a bit of confidence, and obviously the license Simo and the boys give me to go out there and be myself and play to my strengths. I think it's a pretty cool license to have at 18 years old, so I'm pretty happy.
You look like you're a confident young bloke, but the nervous energy building into an AFL game when you haven't played AFL football before, how much does that take in the early games?
Yeah, I don't know, it's a weird one. Hey, you sit back and watch on TV and you think like, geez, that'd be pretty cool to be a part of, and pretty daunting at first. And obviously the first game, there's so much going on and so much emotion. You walk out in front of a huge stadium with just fans all around, and for me, I don't know, it just feels like another game of footy. You head out there, and just to be honest, honestly, hearing that the roar is kind of something that's like, oh damn, like this is real. So playing in the home crowd doesn't get much better than that.
The fend off on Dusty, what did that moment mean to you? Is it something you enjoyed, and how have your teammates reacted to that?
To be honest, it was kind of, it was just the ball was just out, I just grabbed it and just went looking for one, and he was lucky enough to be on the end of it. So, I don't know. It wasn't one of my best ones, but yeah.
Does it take a bit of getting used to running out there and seeing these idols, these players you've been watching for so many years out there with you?
Obviously it's pretty exciting. Hey, it's obviously like it's pretty cool, and you look around too. Obviously, you get to play with the likes of TK and Yowie, and at the end of the day, they're all just normal people like myself and like us all. So once you get in that industry and environment, you realise they're just like you.
What did it mean to be recognised and get the Rising Star nomination for the week?
Obviously yeah, it's pretty humbling, obviously, to give back a bit of thankfulness for about your hard work you've put in, and yeah, obviously again, it's just another step for me to keep reaching towards my goal to put that right foot forward and keep taking this club to the next level and play some good footy. So hopefully I can play with some consistent footy. Sorry.
Spoken a little bit about your relationship with Luke Shuey. Can you tell us, how much of a mentor he's been on and off the field for you?
Yeah, obviously, Shuey's been awesome for me, like you just said, on and off the field, just similar things, just towards footy and then things to get my head away from footy. And yeah, he's just such a down-to-earth bloke, loves a laugh. And on the footy field, I think you might see it like quarter time, half time, he's always there, like hugging me, giving me a bit of motivation, like just basically telling me what I can do and just telling me go out there and be you. So yeah, I couldn't thank him enough. And he's always putting a smile on my face with sending videos of his kids running around the backyard, stiff arm and stuff. And yeah, it's pretty funny, but he's a good man. And yeah, I couldn't thank him enough for what he's done for me to this day. So yeah.
What did you make of the presence of the 87 boys before the game? What was the messaging?
Yeah, that was a pretty cool moment. They come into the rooms, and I think we look around and see what they've done, and obviously they're the first people to put that jumper on, and yeah, I think it was such a good moment for the club too, even for us to get the win, and even the waffle too was such a good day for the club in general. I think we didn't win just for us players. I think it was all for the club, for the staff, the coach, and obviously the people that put that jumper on first. So yeah, it was a pretty cool moment for all of us involved.
You mentioned that roar in the stadium. What was it like when you kicked your first goal in front of Eagles fans?
Yeah, no, it was pretty cool. Hey, it was it was a pretty cool moment to get one in front of the home crowd. I wish my first one was there.
You talked about away from footy. This is a big week. First win, Rising Star. It's your birthday tomorrow. First Derby on Saturday. What are you doing to sort of get out of the footy space and just focus on yourself so you can come back and refresh a little bit before you have to get back into planning for the weekend again?
Yeah, I haven't got too much planned. Family are back home still, so I think it's just relaxed really.
The club has set you up at home with someone, so you've got a nice space to live and feel comfortable. Away from the club, what are you doing just to relax basically? How are you finding yourself now in Perth? What are your sort of enjoyments outside of the club?
Yeah, to be honest, I haven't really had too much free time, but I've just kind of haven't got out and done too much, but really just go to the beach, hang out a bit with Chess and living with Jason Gilby. So I think he keeps me busy.
What's it feeling like going out and being recognised by kids and families and things like that? Is it a bit surreal? Yeah,
obviously I think at the start was pretty cool, and then sometimes it gets to a point where you just want to go on with your day. But again, it's I love giving back to the people that support me and support the club, and I suppose we wouldn't be in the position we are without our fans, without our supporters, and the love and support they show for not just us players, the whole club. So it's it's pretty cool with the support they show week in, week out.
Chris Judd was at training the other day. Did you get a chance to have a word with him? Did he have any advice?
Yeah, no, I actually didn't end up getting to meet him. I think he left before the time we got off the track, so that was a bit annoying. I would have liked to go up and say good day, but yeah.
It was a very free-flowing midfield game the other day. You kicked 10 goals from stoppage. They've been locked down pretty much through the midfield. Is it preparing for a very different midfield battle than the Richmond game? Yeah,
100%. I think it's been pretty exciting to see what our midfield group could do over the first 5 rounds, I think. We've played obviously against a few top-tier teams this year and who are going to go on and probably have a run for the cup, and I think we've showed that we can match it against the best midfield teams in the comp, and it's pretty exciting, to be honest. You see the way we go about it and having the likes of Yowie, TK and the experience we have in there from them, for us young like me, Roo, to get a go, run through there and learn off them. I think Freya's obviously their mid is a lot different to probably a contested midfielder team like us, so I think they're a team that love to feed back, and I think we've got to be wary of things that they're going to do. And I think if we can capitalise on that, I think we can show some good signs and connect over the 3 groups, and hopefully we can get the dub.
Everyone talks about you and your Fendos, but Yo's power and the fact that he's back to pretty much what he was. How important has that been to the midfield? Yeah,
obviously, it's so exciting. I don't know any different without Yowie in there. So, I can't say too much, but it's so good to see him out there playing. He's played 5 games straight. So, I think that's not just exciting for him, I think it's exciting for the whole group. So hopefully he can stay out on the park and play his best footy.
Has Huey been a kind of mentor figure to you?
Yeah, I've been lucky enough to learn off him and TK. So it's I suppose you couldn't ask for two better blokes, and their contribution they've had in the AFL world is pretty cool. So for me, being a Geelong supporter too, I used to always look up to TK. So it's pretty cool to wear the same jumper as him and play in the same team. So I think they've been huge for me, and I think they go to war with me out there too. So and I know they'll always have my back. So I appreciate them.
They say it's a long season for a young bloke. How's the body holding up so far?
Yeah, I move like a grandpa from Monday to Friday, but when it gets to the weekend when footy's not far away, I'm feeling 100%, so it's good. But yeah, again, obviously at the start it took a bit to build into it, and now I feel like my body's starting to adjust to it, and yeah, I think it's feeling pretty good.
How's the other things that come with being an AFL player, recovery, all the other stuff? We only see you really when you're kicking the footy around, but what about all the other stuff you got to do to get ready?
Yeah, obviously there's so much more that goes into it off the track. I think I had to figure that out the hard way, to be honest. I never really was full on with that back last year, I suppose, and I tried to get in little habits as the year went on. But I think it's more just the sleep's a big one, and then just coming in and doing as much as you can to get yourself up for a game.
You always been a good sleeper?
Yeah, we'll say yeah.
In that first practice match when you played him, you were next to Nathan at the first bounce. Was that by accident or was that?
I think it just by accident. Yeah, it just happens. Yeah.